Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Yesterday was Saturday the 13th, and I went and took a 5-hour drive to Long Island, New York. And I picked up the motor for the BMW. And here it is. This is an LQ4. It's a 6-liter. It's very similar to an LS engine that you would find in a Chevy Camaro or Corvette. And for my purposes, we are going to be doing a full rebuild on this engine. I did a little filming yesterday, so I'm going to insert that New York footage right here. Good morning guys, and welcome to today's video. I hope you enjoyed that whole coffee montage. We are taking a trip down to Springfield, Massachusetts. We're going to go pick up our buddy Sam. And then from Springfield, we're going to head down to New York. We are going to go pick up a 6-liter LQ4 engine. Essentially, it's the old Chevy truck engine. And they share a lot of the same internals, and they share the same heads as a Chevy LS. They have a different manifold and a couple of other different parts, but I'm going to go pick that up, and that's going to be going in the BMW. So I'm really excited, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Nothing like walking out to a warm truck. All right, Sam, here we come. So I picked up Sam about an hour ago. We wanted to get right back on the road, so we kept going. I didn't film anything while I picked him up. We just stopped at a Pilot. We got some Wendy's. And anything you want to say about the trip so far, Sam?
Not really. Kind of rough for me at least. Yeah.
If you know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're making our way down to New York. We're gonna end up being early. I gotta find an ATM and get some cash for the motor. But this is gonna be a fun trip. This is gonna be good.
Very good.
It's gonna be good. So as you can see behind me, we just picked up the motor. Mark was kind enough to drop it off in New York for us. And he had to run to work, so he ran short on time. So we picked it up, we put it in the car, or in the truck. He was kind enough to give us the tire and the 4x4. He also gave us the coils, which are in the truck, water pump, some exhaust manifolds. This thing looks really clean.
One of the cleanest I've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. Super, super clean. The block has a little bit of rust on it, but nothing immediate blast won't clean up. This is this is a good day. My dreams are coming true today.
Oh, I thought that was a cop. That scared the out of me. I'm like, oh shit.
I'm going the right way, right?
Yeah, you're fine.
So now that we have the engine here, today I'm going to tear it down. I'm going to have a time lapse running. We're going to GoPro stop time lapse. GoPro has voice commands. I'm going to have a thing running, and if I come to anything interesting, I'll definitely be filming it. I'm going to give you constant updates, and we're going to have a lot of fun taking this apart and seeing how this engine was run. A little bit of history on this particular engine. It has 149,000 miles on it, give or take. So we took the valve covers off. They look great. We smelt the oil, whatever was left in it. Doesn't smell burnt whatsoever. It looks like it's a very, very stout block. The block is going to be going to the machine shop. The heads I'm going to keep here. Do some porting on my own. Get some experience with that because that's something I really want to learn how to do. Just some cartridge roll stuff. So nothing major. So let's get into the teardown. And I'll certainly be updating you guys. The first thing we're going to do is take the valve covers off, take the rockers out, those sort of things, and the first things that are really going to be coming off are the heads and the valley cover. We got both valve covers off right now. This is a pushrod engine, so there's a little rod on the underside of this rocker that runs into the engine, and the camshaft actually sits somewhere right around here-ish, and it pushes on these rods, why they're called push rods, and that rotates this rocker arm. It rocks and pushes down on the valves, which are right here. 2 valves per cylinder, 8 cylinders in total. No visible scarring to the eye. So I'm trying to take the valley cover off, and I don't know, I think this might be the crank position sensor. I believe one of these is the cam position sensor, so I believe this just comes straight up. I'm having trouble doing that, so I tried to start to take this rear plate off. I don't know the actual name for it. Notice it wasn't coming off too easy. Turns out there's a bolt that runs through here and connects down here, and here it is on the other side, right there it is, right there. On the other side, that's the bolt, and the head is down here, and it goes up onto this little valley section right here on that rear plate. So we're going to take these both out, which I have already done on the other side, and we'll take this off. Alright, so I got that rear engine plate off. This is where the crankshaft went, and it's also the rear cam retaining plate. That's the camshaft right there, and the crankshaft's right down there. I think I pulled the rear main, yeah, the rear main seal is housed in here, right here. So that's going to get replaced. I'm probably going to end up reusing the hardware, but all of this is an oil passageway, but I should be able to pull this out a little easier now. I'm still having trouble getting the valley cover off, so I'm going to do the smart thing and consult the good old YouTube. I did take out, I think this was a knock sensor, I think this is or what used to be another one. I stopped playing around with this because it's not actually holding the valley cover down. So like I said, I'm going to just go ahead and consult the YouTube before I break it any. So I'm having trouble getting this this knock sensor out. I'll show you on the other one. So this one was replaced at some point in this engine's life. This one I don't believe has been. As you can see on the top of this knock sensor, there's this kind of a hex section like you would find on a nut or a bolt. And this one had that at one point until I stripped it away. So, yeah, I messed up. Honestly, though, I tried with the right size. The right size stripped almost immediately. This one's, because it hasn't been replaced, it's been in here. It's probably seized in here. So I tried going down a size, hammering that on, which you'll see in the time lapse. Tried going down another size, tapping that on with a hammer. Again, you'll see that in the time lapse. So at this point, I grabbed my drill bit set, my trusty drill, and we're gonna try and drill this out. I'm gonna try and take this electrical connector off right here. See if I can't get that out. Nope, that's connected. New drill bits are the best. That's from like 30 seconds of drilling at relatively low speeds. Bunch of metal shavings here and on all the drill bits. It's cutting so nice. Alright, so I was still having some trouble. I was started with a 1/8 drill bit size, which is this one here. And then I started consulting the YouTube a little bit. And I saw something that makes a lot of sense. As you can see here on the old one, it has this shank down at the bottom that's threaded. And the way it works is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but yeah, you will. So there's a bung down here that is threaded, and that's what the bottom of this threads into. Excuse me. I just had dinner, so if I'm burping, I apologize. I had a carbonated drink with dinner, so I'm a little gassy. Please excuse me. So, like with the front, it's the same on the rear. But, as I said before, this one has been replaced at some point in its life, where this one hasn't. So, as I was consulting the YouTube, I saw something that interested me. Use a drill bit, drill a hole in the center of this, so drill down through the electrical connector. I took out all of this already and vacuumed it all up. Good old trusty rigid vacuum. And because all of this hex head is stripped, they said use an easy out, drill a hole. This one takes a 1/4 inch. Well, you'll have to take my word for it. This takes a 1/4 inch drill bit, which is what I have on the drill already. I started my hole. And we're gonna try and easy out this this knock sensor. Hopefully this works. So, we took a quick trip to Walmart. It's still giving me more trouble, so I picked up some PB Blaster. Got a couple of extra cans that chill in a bag over there. So I've been letting it sit for about 20 minutes now, and we're gonna use the easy out because that's the only thing that can grip it right now, and we're gonna try and back that out. I did already break one of these. I'll show you that in a minute. I was trying to get it to come out, and it slipped, and the little shank behind this triangular piece broke. Hopefully I'll be able to warranty these because they're Craftsman, but I'm going to need to replace that because it doesn't belong to me, it belongs to my father. All right, it's currently midnight. Give or take like 5 minutes. I just got the valve cover off, or sorry, not the valve cover, the valley cover. It looks, I mean, it's a little dirty. Very typical. This was a truck engine, so I wasn't expecting perfect cleanliness. It is very clean in here. Now, I haven't gotten this knock sensor out yet. I'm gonna take some pliers and get it to twist out. Once we get that out, oh yeah, this is the gasket. That trash. We're gonna get this knock sensor out, and then I'm probably gonna take the rockers out next. Sorry, I'm really tired. I'm gonna take the rockers out next. Then the heads. The heads are gonna stay assembled for now. Do that on both sides. Then I'll probably flip it over. Take the pan off. Put the pan somewhere. And then I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna take this. I think it's balancer / pulley drive system. I think my dad has a pull tool, but I'm not sure yet. Alright, so I got the knock sensor out. It was pretty easy once I grabbed some channel locks. What ended up happening though was while I was drilling this, I didn't drill it straight through the center of this stud. Well, and I couldn't see it, so I was kind of guessing. I mean, for a guess, that's not too bad. Actually, that's very trash. That's a trash guess. I should have been more in the center, but either way, we got into the threads on the stud, so you can see there's a little bung here. This one came out easily. This one didn't, and we got into the threads a little bit. Well, that one, not a big deal. It's threaded in okay. I may be able to just put a helicoil in it, or I may just not run a knock sensor back here. I don't know yet. I'm gonna clean all this area up. This is something extremely important when you tear down an engine, especially if you're going to be reusing parts. You need to mark and organize everything you have, like in one bag. Cylinder 1 push rods. I know it looks like an R. I messed up. I can't spell. It's 12 o'clock. Leave me alone. Cylinder 1 rockers and bolts. Both intake and exhaust. I should say I'm not an idiot, but I bought an LS. I have a drift car. I'm an idiot. So make sure you bag and tag everything. You can, this is a personal thing for me. I'm keeping everything separate, but you can put everything in a bag, like rockers, push rods. Now, it doesn't really make a ginormous difference if you put different push rods together and then end up putting them in different spots if you're putting it all back together as one unit. Like you're using the stock push rods and you're using the stock rocker arms and bolts and everything. Like you're just taking this apart for a repair or whatever. And if you end up messing up the individual push rods, that's not as big of a deal. But personally, I would prefer to just keep them together. So I've started taking apart the valve train assembly, and as I'm going through that, I'm being very, very, very careful to look at both the tip of the rocker. I'll show you on the next one I take off. On the tip of the rocker and the head of the valve, just looking at the wear pattern, this particular engine doesn't have crazy high mileage and looks like it was kept up with the maintenance because there's very little wear resemblance on both cylinder 2 and cylinder 1, and both sets of push rods look in immaculate condition. The bases in great condition, the head in great condition. So it's not this engine was either run really gently, or maintenance was kept up really well, or a combination of both of them. It was well taken care of. I swear to you, not 30 seconds I filmed that last clip, and I pull out the exhaust push rod, and it's bent. So something did definitely happen to this engine. This could have happened when the previous owner took it apart. He definitely, somebody has definitely been in this engine before. I don't know when this happened, but this could mean a lot of things. So there could be some surprises in the cylinders when we open the rest of this up. So maybe cylinder number 2 here, maybe this valve isn't any good and it got stuck down and the cylinder came up and it forced this and bent the push rod. I don't know. But we're going to do some investigation and we'll find out. All right, so we got both bank 1 and 2's valve train assemblies all out. Rockers, push rods, rocker bolts. The next thing we are going to do to try and pull the spark plugs so I don't have to deal with those while I lift the heads off. And we're going to take our first look at how the pistons are. I'm really interested to see cylinder 2 piston because the exhaust valve had a bent push rod. So I want to know what happened there. That really, that it doesn't necessarily scare me, but it's concerning because damage could have been done to that particular cylinder. All right, so we just got bank 2's cylinder head off. There's some leaves in here, but from just a quick look, the piston doesn't, or the cylinder feels great actually. It feels very, very smooth. Now, there was at one point contact with this piston. Right here and here, you can see the exhaust valve was held open at one point in time, and that's where we got our bent push rod. Honest to God, this is nowhere near as bad as I thought that number 1 piston was going to be. I'm not sure how these leaves got in here. It's probably left out with the heads off of it at one point, or the valves open at one point. But that's okay. It's getting rebuilt. So we're going to keep going. I'm probably going to pull that other head off before I pull the lifters out. All right, so we got both cylinder heads off, and taking a look at both sides, and I didn't notice this the first time we took bank 2 off. We've already taken bank 1 off. We have bank 1 off now. There's been contact in all 8 pistons on the exhaust valves. So the only way that could happen is if the timing chain was A, incorrectly installed. So at some point in this motor's life, it's been opened up. So either the timing chain has been incorrectly installed, or the cam has been incorrectly degreed in relationship to the crankshaft when the engine was first put together, or the I guess the only other reason that might, honestly, those are the only 2 reasons, is either a jump timing, or the camshaft was incorrectly installed at some point in time in its life. Now that I know that, I'm going to take the lifters out. We're going to inspect those. I'm going to then take the balancer off, plate off, timing chain, cam out. I may go to bed at some point before I finish that, and I may finish the rest of this tomorrow. Not sure. It is getting late.